Welcome back to Inside the Pac. While there are only 17 seniors on Pac-10 rosters this year, the two schools in the state of Washington returned a total of 9 of those. That's right, the Cougars have everyone back, while conference favorite Washington returns every starter except for Quincy Pondexter. Lorenzo Romar's Huskies are dealing with life after Coupon, and quite well, really. Their 3 non-conference losses came at the hands of 3 top 10 ranked teams. And Loro knows his guys will have to all chip in to make up for Pondexter's departure.
My assistants do a really good job of identifying the players that are capable of doing that. And so far, we've been able to get that accomplished.
In Tucson, the Wildcats figure to work their way back into the big dance after missing out on the postseason last year. Behind reigning Pac-10 Freshman of the Year, Derek Williams, the Cats should improve on last year's 4th-place finish.
Experience is relative. You know, some of the most experienced players playing the game are young. In some cases, we had to take baby steps and live baptism by fire, so to speak. But the byproduct of doing that is we do return a sophomore class, although just a sophomore class, that has played a lot of basketball.
The Bruins finished with a losing record a year ago, and this season suffered through a 4-game losing streak in November and early December. After losing Michael Roll and Nikola Dragovic, Ben Howland believes it's Tyler Honeycutt's time to shine.
We have a nucleus returning of Malcolm Lee, Reeves Nelson, and Tyler Honeycutt gained a lot of experience last year. Reeves and Tyler both did a lot of work in the offseason working on their jump shots. And I think we'll see more scoring out of Tyler Honeycutt this year.
In Tempe, the Sun Devils are coming off their 3rd straight 20-win season. Unfortunately, 20 wasn't enough to get them into the NCAA tournament last year, and they suffered a first-round defeat in the NIT. This season, Herb Sendek returns 3 senior starters, including guard Ty Abbott.
In retrospect, I thought our group probably overachieved and got as much out of themselves as anybody expected. It was a team that at this time last year was picked to finish 9th in the league, and somehow we squirmed our way to near the top of the ladder.
The Cougars have to be the Pac-10's wildcard team. They won 8 of their first 9 games, with the only loss coming to 5th-ranked Kansas State. And so far, junior and all Pac-10 guard Klay Thompson has been lighting it up, averaging 21 points per game.
We have surrounded Klay with some better scores. I think we will have a better balanced attack. And yet, he will be a vital part of that because he is such an excellent, outstanding shooter and scorer.
Kevin O'Neal is back for his 2nd year at USC and is focused on continuing the job of bringing the Trojans back from the sanctions of the Tim Floyd, O.J. Mayo era.
Some of it's behind us. You know, we still have some sanctions. We lost recruiting days, lost a scholarship, you know, but we can play in the postseason. We're not going to have that empty feeling at the end of the year, which was, you know, really tough to deal with. We're now going to start rebuilding from what an investigation does to you.
No one lost more than Mike Montgomery in the defending regular season conference champs. The Golden Bears returned just 1 starter, Jorge Gutierrez, who averaged just 5.5 points per game last season. The Bears do get back junior forward Harper Kemp, who missed last season with a knee injury.
Proud of the fact that we won the Pac-10 last year, and we don't have very many kids from this group that were in that. I mean, Harper didn't play last year with the knee, and Mark Curry, probably our starting center, had back issues and was out a lot of the year. And so we really have 1 player back from that group that played any minutes at all.
And the Stanford Cardinal will try to improve on last year's 8th-place Pac-10 finish. Johnny Dawkins' squad is led by returning leading scorer Jeremy Green, who is averaging 16 points per game, just like last season.
I expect him to continue to improve in every facet of the game. He's still a developing player. He has a great skill, of course, to be able to shoot the basketball. And then it's combining that with the other things on the floor that makes you a complete player. And I think he's working in that direction, and he's becoming, quite good for us.
The preseason media poll has the defending Pac-10 tournament champions picked to win the regular season this year with 33 first-place votes. Arizona picked to finish 2nd with 1 first-place vote. The Bruins also get a first-place vote. Washington State picked 5th. Defending regular season champion Cal is 7th, the Beavers 8th, and the Ducks dead last. The conference season begins for the Ducks and the Beavers on Thursday as they host the Arizona schools. Still to come on this preseason edition of ITP, we'll get some thoughts from the coaches on the upcoming season.
When I think there are bright days ahead, you look at some of the recruiting commitments that the people around the league are getting. I think it really speaks well for the future.
The league suffered through its toughest season in nearly 2 decades last year as only 2 teams made the big dance. But how might things turn around this year?
Good luck on picking who's going to win the conference and who's going to finish second and third and so on and so forth.
I really think it's open. You know, it's splitting hairs of, well, who's second, third, or fourth, or who's 8th, 9th, or 10th. You're digging pretty deep.
There's a whole bunch of people that you could put up in there that might surprise. You know, it's just got to play the games. I mean, you know, maybe a key injury for Washington takes them out of things, and those are things you don't count on.
Washington State, UCLA, Arizona, to me, they all have a lot of people back. Arizona State's got a lot of people back. The question mark teams are the ones that have, for whatever reasons, lost players for whatever circumstances might be, and those are the ones that need to answer questions. But top to bottom, this is going to be a great league this year.
Kevin O'Neill, a believer. Time for us to throw in some predictions, our 2 cents for what it's worth.
Might not even be worth 2.
Yeah, might not.
I got to say the Huskies go back to winning an outright title. They go from the Sweet 16 to the Elite 8. I also think the Cougars win the Pac-10 tournament. Arizona, after 25 years, making a big dance. They missed out last year. I think they get right back in it. And then in a total flip-flop from last season when the Beavs won both games, the Ducks will sweep the Civil War. Yeah, they said it. They first meet there January 22nd in Corvallis.
Wow, how can I follow that? I do agree, Washington, the cream of the crop in the Pac-10. They'll sweep the regular season crown and the tournament title. Doesn't happen too often. Another down year for the Pac-10 means only 2 teams into the tournament, the Huskies and Arizona. And will Oregon sell out the new Matt Knight Arena? The Ducks had problems packing the pit last season, and with a rebuilding squad and no superstars in the rest of the conference, it could be tough. I say no sellouts.
But it's going to look nice.
It sure is. And that will wrap up our men's preseason preview. We'll see you for the regular season premiere of ITP Sunday, January 2nd as the Ducks and Beavers host the Arizona Schools. For Nick Krupke, I'm Tom Ward. So long.